there's anything we've proven, and this is something I hope we wouldn't have, as we proved over the first 3 seasons we were here, we could win a lot of games and not shoot the ball well. So I think the number one focus is to win the game on the night of the game. And whatever presents itself, we got a lot of guys that shoot the basketball at a high level that will, you know, if we get the shots that we just talked about, right? So we want everybody to continue to do the work that they do, stay confident in the opportunities that present themselves. The shots that you work for and you spend the time on are the same ones you know we want you to seek out in the game. Now, with all that being said, had we got to the foul line 20 times, had we moved the ball better, that would have all worked itself out. So I think focusing on just one dynamic and saying, hey, we were 1 for 17 for 3. I mean, I know that you can look at numbers and so can I, but I think that doesn't tell the story. The story would be, did we move the ball? No. Did we get in the paint? No. Credit to West Virginia for doing that. And as a result, the looks that we got were not the looks that we would ideally like to get. And if we get the right looks, we'll knock them down.
Everything you just diagnosed there is a half-court issue. How do you get into transition a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's certainly choices they made, right? Like, number one, to get in transition, we turn people over. We've been as good as anybody in the country over 4 years of doing it. They were great with the ball. They had 9 turnovers. Didn't have many of those opportunities. So the first way they come is be aggressive into the basketball, you know, force turnovers. The second way they come is, you know, when we get a long rebound, is pushing it and advancing it, that sort of thing. Well, they certainly committed to getting everybody back and saying, you know, we're not going to give you as many of those opportunities. It was almost a, you know, a credit to us of saying, we know you guys are great in transition. We're going to do everything we can to take it away. So we may not go the offensive boards tonight in lieu of trying to get our defense set. And so I think it's a good learning opportunity for us to say, for the majority of the season, we've been able to get what we want in transition. We've been able to attack and have that be a huge part of our offense. And there's also going to be a time where you have to play in the half court, as you're saying. Like, you have to be great at playing in the half court. Now, screening, cutting, ball movement, those things become more paramount. And we could have been better in those areas. We weren't. We could have been a little tougher with the ball at times, you know, to have 14. I don't know if I've ever seen 14 turnovers and 14 steals. That's a very unique thing that happened in the game as well. And then lastly, I'd say on the offensive glass, just having a greater presence. I think our front court guys could do that as well. I think that's a, you know, an underrated part of half-court offense is offensive rebounding and converting that into points. So I think all those areas we've got to be better. But it's what you're saying. It's being efficient in the half-court against a set defense is something that we need to continue, you know, to demand and strive for.